Hey, Ethan. Thanks for joining today for a teardown. We're going to take a look at Western Rise. What do you know about these folks?
This is my first time taking a look at their site. So honestly, not much off the bat, which is, I think, a good way to go into a teardown and just have some open and honest impressions.
I agree with that. All right. Well, we'll jump right in. We're going to try to keep it to 15 minutes or so. But what we are going to do is take a look at the homepage and then we'll figure out where we go from there, wherever the conversion path leads us. I'm going to refresh here.
Awesome. Yeah, let's
And
dig in.
I'm interested. Yeah. What's your first impression?
Yeah. So obviously taking a look at this image here, it's very clear that they're likely selling men's apparel. It's awesome to see this kind of high quality imagery, but obviously the first thing that I'm noticing here is this big email pop up that's coming at us right when we're arriving on the homepage.
Yeah, obviously not one of my favorites. I will say they're doing a couple things right with this by offering a chance to win as opposed to offering a discount. So that's a positive.
Yeah, I really like that as some incentive for some email capture.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're not talking about discounting the brand right away, which is really a problem. But they're missing privacy statement and reassurance. So I have no idea in terms of reassurance how often I'm going to get this email. Right? There's no expectation set here, and I think that's a
Absolutely.
challenge. There's also no privacy. Like I'm going to give you my information. I have no idea what's happening with it after I give it to you.
Yeah, and those small details go such a long way with these email captures. And another thing I'm noticing is it's relatively difficult to see the close button. Actually, the entire time we're having this discussion here, I was looking
Mhm.
for how I can close out of this email capture if I'm not interested in seeing this right away and I want to look at the content on the site. It's a little bit difficult to do that.
I always ask myself if I sent my mom to this site because maybe I want this product and I sent my mom here. She's not this target audience. I can already tell by this picture she's not the target audience, but I might be, right? You and I might be. And
Absolutely.
if I sent her here, she would think she has to enter her email address to get into the site,
That's
right?
very
That's what it
fair.
feels like.
Absolutely. Hmm.
And
I
the
couldn't
only
agree
other
more.
option she has here is to chat with support down in the corner, which I'm all for having chat support. I think it works well. It engages people. Usually we would want to see it in the bottom right-hand corner instead of the bottom left. That's what most users have been trained for. But the fact is here, I think what's going to happen is twofold. People are going to enter their email address just to get rid of this, which is going to damage their email list, right? What's going to happen is people are going to think the email comes through later, they forget that's what they did, and they're going to mark it as spam or start trashing it, which email service providers are going to recognize pretty quickly and start reducing deliverability rates. Or they're
Absolutely.
getting a whole bunch of I don't know, support chats that aren't really valuable. They're not really support chats. It's people chatting in saying, hey, I'm looking for X product or something. How do I close this pop-up? I'd love to see their support chat transcripts, but I think it's probably a lot of wasted resources there.
Absolutely. And we know that those support chats can be such a valuable resource for companies to dive into to actually learn about what customers are looking for on their website and leverage that information to deliver a more seamless experience. But in this use case, it just seems like it's not quite optimized.
All right, well, let's close this and get back to the site. I'm also going to shrink the need a hand support. So what do you think here now that we're actually in the site?
Yeah, so I'm actually really feeling this above the fold section that we have here in the homepage hero. This performance clothing for travel, work, and play is very meaningful and resonates well with me. I feel like I can get a clear understanding of what they're selling. It's the imagery is very clear and high quality. So I'd say that overall their homepage hero content is giving me a bit of a taste of what they're going to sell, and feels like it's setting the tone properly for the website. What do you think?
I agree with that. I think it clearly tells a visitor what they sell and what it's for. I like the Clear Shop Now CTA as opposed to some type of marketing CTA. It drives people into
Absolutely.
what they're here to do. I like the free shipping over $150. As you know, we've tested dozens of messages up here, and the only one that
Absolutely.
really seems to move the needle is free shipping, and it sets expectations. I was going to say that I wasn't a huge fan of the navigation being hidden
You took the words right
in
out of
the
my mouth.
image. Yeah, but when I roll over it, it changes color, which I don't know if I like that or not. I bet you if we start scrolling down, yep, there we go. It changes color to scroll. But what are your thoughts on, I'll just hover over real quick. What are your thoughts on the navigation items in general?
Yeah, looking at this at a high level, it seems like it's organized in a pretty reasonable and logical fashion. They have, it looks like, including their logo, 7 main items in the navigation, which is kind of right within a pretty optimized range that we'd look at. And then just looking at this kind of mega menu approach that they're taking when we're on hover here, it seems like the featured collections that they have and the associated categories underneath that are following a relatively conventional approach that we would like to see. I guess my one thing is that it's somewhat difficult to have a good understanding of some of the specific products that they're listing here. For example, the AT Slim Pant, I have no idea what's differentiating that from the Evolution Pant. And when I'm coming in this as a new user, I'd really maybe just like to see the overall pant category instead of these specific products listed, so I can kind of get myself familiarized and get a better understanding of the differences between these products before diving into a really specific one.
Yeah, that's a great point. I would almost want to see, shop, story, and craft removed and just have bottoms, tops, accessories there instead.
Yeah.
Story folks, if they want to know the story of the brand, they should be getting that information throughout their navigation and conversion journeys. So on the product detail pages, on the rest of the homepage, which we haven't seen, I bet there's some more story if we scroll down, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
But craft is such a weird word. It's a weird term to use. I'm wondering, what does that mean exactly? Why do I care about the craft when I don't really know what the products are you're selling? So I guess it doesn't really tell me a whole lot about the brand right off the bat. I would much rather just see bottom, tops, accessories. And if you really need featured, I would argue you don't. I would argue featured should be within each of the categories. So you having featured bottoms, tops, and accessories. That is really what is going to help a user on their journey, because they're here looking for different types of clothes. They have an understanding of where they want to go and what types of clothes they're looking for. So
Absolutely. I think that elevating those kind of secondary items in this current approach to the top level would make a lot of sense.
great. Great thing to test there. Okay, so we scroll down. Now it makes it seem like they only sell pants. So if you hadn't rolled over the nav, you're now thinking, okay, they sell performance clothing, but then it's the last pants I'll ever need. Makes me think they only sell pants, right? Yeah, they say clothing, pants are a piece of clothing. So now I'm thinking, oh, it's the last pants I'll ever need. And I'm starting to get, as you were mentioned earlier, you now can tell the difference between the slim pant, evolution, diversion, and spectrum. The challenge I have here is we went deep into category details, as opposed, like to talking more about the brand as we were expecting.
Or seeing a high level overview of the rest of their products that they sell.
Right. Yeah, that would have made more sense, I think, in terms of, okay, here we go, elevated apparel. But still, what kind of products are they selling? Right.
Yeah.
That's more about it than trending. Okay, so now I'm seeing they're selling some pants, shorts, and a shirt. I like the rollover effect. It's good action imagery, shows you how the pants will work in your shirt moves and things of that sort, which is great. That's
Yeah, those
helpful.
tiles are nicely designed. And I also like that little best for call out. That's a nice
Mhm.
distinguisher to start seeing at the top level. And when someone's coming in as a new user, it's giving them some nice differentiation right off the bat.
That's a great point. Yeah, I like that. Built to move. Okay, some branding, some story. Oh, now here we're talking about tops and bottoms. Interesting. And then we get into our story, which makes sense. That's probably where you'd want to go next.
Absolutely.
Um, I'm interested to see what will happen here. Oh, okay. So these are not clickable, but they have a follow us that takes you to their page.
Huh.
I'm debating whether I like this or not. So many brands, unfortunately, make these clickable and take you to Instagram. Now, I don't know about you, but once I'm on Instagram, I'm scrolling. It's a black hole. I'm not coming out. But a lot of brands have been using tools like Curate, et cetera, where and there's several of these where you click on it and it pops up and makes it shoppable, and it doesn't takes you maybe into like a little bit of an overlay, but it doesn't take you off the site. And in fact, it highlights what product is there so that you can then go into that product detail page. So for instance, if I want this jacket or that hat, assuming they sell both, I can click on that and it would have those products listed there with a bigger image.
Yeah, and I really couldn't agree more with that sentiment that you're carrying there. I think that these images themselves are beautiful. They feel very much at home on this website, and this is clearly one of the strength points that they have as a brand, is displaying this awesome visual perspective.
Mhm.
However, anything that's going to take us away from our journey to conversion is just really, I struggle to understand what the true functionality of that is on the website. And in those situations where brands can make these tiles shoppable, it's only going to drive someone further down the funnel instead of distracting them away from that journey.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What about the footer? What's your thoughts on the footer here?
Yeah, so I'd say two things jump out at me immediately. First thing is that I don't see a link to shop anywhere. And although this is a relatively small detail, we do know that users can end up at the footer from any page on the website and theoretically could be looking for something that they're missing. And if there's something that we can do to capture their attention and keep them on their shopping journey, that's going to be a really effective tool that might end up increasing a session time, getting someone in front of a product that they're interested in, and just keeping them focused on that shopping journey. The second thing I would comment on is that I'm not seeing any exposed contact information. It's nice to see that email subscription down in there, but if I'm needing help and want to get in touch with this brand, sure, I can look at that contact us link, but seeing an exposed email address, a phone number, even a physical address, that does nothing but build confidence and let me know I can get the questions answered that I need in order to make a purchase.
I love that. Yeah, I even if they're a PO box or it's a warehouse address, like I just want to know where these people I'm buying from. Is it, I kind of usually say this and jokingly, but people want to know that you're not running the business out of your parents' basement, right? And even if
Establish
you
some
are listing
legitimacy.
the address, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Even if you
Yeah.
list the address and it is your parents' basement, I mean, the reality there is people don't know that, but they just see an address and they build so much more trust. And I think that's what's
Exactly.
super important. Um,
Exactly.
and I get that they always have this need a hand, but again, it's usually having the contact information in the bottom right hand corner. That's where people are going to look for it. If they need help, they're going to scroll right down there. So
Yeah, and one other quick comment I would make is they're not matching the email capture offer that they had in that pop up down in the
mm,
footer. I think that we talked about that monthly giveaway could be a really effective incentive to capture some email addresses, and that's not mentioned down in that footer email capture.
interesting. Yeah, and they also don't talk about privacy. They do set some expectation that now you're going to get promotions and launches, but they don't really say how often you're going to email me. So
Yeah.
again, a little bit of detail there will go a long way. Okay, where would you like to go next? You want to start with the category page, and then we can get into the product detail.
Yeah, sounds great.
What do you want to do here? Bottoms, tops, accessories. Let's say you're shopping for something. What are you looking for? You just moved to Bend. It seems like this would be a perfect clothing for Bend, Oregon, right?
Yeah, and I actually just had a pair of my more athletic, kind of stretchy, nice black pants rip. So let's take a look at some bottoms.
All right. Maybe we can get a customer out of this too, huh? All right.
All right.
What's your first impressions here?
All right. So again, high quality imagery. One thing I'm missing a little bit is some differentiation between these products other than just like a simple visual perspective. I don't see anything for sorting or filtering. It looks like there's that kind of left hand
Hmm.
navigation. I'm not sure if those are related to bottoms or to their entire product line. That those links that
Yeah.
are under shop all is a little bit confusing for me. And
Yeah.
some of those
Based on
things
the
that were
URL down there, it looks to me like they're just separate collections.
So that's a
And
little bit confusing, and it seems like it could be distracting on my journey. And then the other thing is that we talked about some of those nice features on the product tiles on the home page. They had cool hover effects, those
mhm.
best for situations, and then kind of listing all of the colors as little swatches instead of listing each of these colored products as an individual tile. To me, that's actually a little bit better of a user experience. It lets me get a lay of the land a little bit more quickly instead of needing to scroll through all of this and understanding, okay, this is the same product that are just in different colors. I'd prefer to see everything kind of listed as one tile with individual color swatches underneath.
Yeah, I agree. I think just copy the code for that home 3-up tile that you did with the different types of pants and move that here.
Yeah.
And it would be so much more effective. And I do think it's already written. It'd be an easy test to just copy that and put that here and see what happens. I agree. I think, perhaps they only have three different they have four plus the shorts. So they have five or six different products under bottoms here, right? Great.
Yeah.
that's plenty of products that have 5 or 6 tiles and people have stuff to choose from. I don't think, a lot of brands do this because they want it to seem like they have more product. And I feel like that's a challenge because you're making it harder for consumers to navigate and get through the products. Again, the photography is great, but what happened to the roll over and get the action shot? That's missing
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
What happened to the difference between, you had the best four and all of those things are all missing here. So big missed opportunity. Okay, you were looking
Yeah.
for black pants.
Yeah.
What do you, based on all of this, it looks like the only black pants they have are the Evolution. Do you want to check those out? Oh, no,
Yeah,
you can
sure.
also get the slim pant
Let's dig into that slim pant. I think it was at a slightly lower price point, which might fit my budget a little bit better.
or the Diversion. Okay, great. We'll do the slim pant. Okay.
And real quick before we dive in here, I just wanted to comment. I think that personally, my next step after arriving on a page like that would actually be going back to the homepage to look at that kind of comparison guide that they have between their products. So I couldn't agree more. It's just a big missed opportunity to feature
Mm,
some of those meaningful differentiating details on the collection page in the natural fashion that someone's going to kind of be shopping.
that makes so much sense. Okay, so we're on the AT slim pant. We ended up here because that was one of the only options in black that on that page. Not because we knew anything about it other than it might be a slim pant. What do you think once you get here?
All right, so taking a look. So first off, I love seeing the quantity of reviews featured very prominently here above the fold. To me, that's an immediate trust indicator. And actually, something I was going to mention is that I've been missing some trust indicators throughout the rest of the website. So I'd love to see these review stars featured potentially on the collection page, and even some testimonials or reviews featured on the homepage as well. But digging into the rest of the content here, the short description that we have here right above the fold beneath those reviews, to me, that's short and concise enough that it's letting me know what this pant is going to function for. And it kind of fits within exactly what I'm looking for. With that being said, I kind of want to keep on scrolling, read some more about the features. And I also want to dig into the size guide. One question that I always have when I'm shopping for pants is how long they are.
Mhm.
And this specification is only around the waist width and doesn't mention the inseam until you click in here.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too because I'm 6'6", 6'7". A 36-32 is not going to work for me. It'd be
Not
like
quite going to cut it.
waiters. Yeah, no, it'd be like waiters. But they show on here. I don't know what they were talking about in the size guide where it says inseam, but extended inseam. I don't know what that exactly is.
Yeah, I wonder if
Make
that's
sure
a
I can put that
feature
there.
that you can maybe tailor those to or something like
Mm,
that.
I see. Maybe pull a cuff out or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a couple of things on here. I agree with the sizing, add to cart. It did say, okay, so if we go back to 30, it says low inventory for that
Mm,
size, but it's like a light gray on a white background, not really called out very well. So if the
yeah,
goal here is to induce a little bit of scarcity, which can be a good thing as long as it's truthful.
absolutely.
You want to let people know there's low inventory. I'm shocked that it's not called out a little more. It's kind of just jammed into between add to cart and afterpay, which again, afterpay can be a good thing. I wonder about that on a $128 pants, right? It's generally we're
Yeah.
looking at products that are a little higher in price point if you use afterpay, but okay, maybe they're testing it or have found some use there. It's not a bad thing. But the fact is, it overshadows this low inventory pretty clearly.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I'd just love to see some additional contrast there. And like you said, that scarcity is a wonderful selling tool. It's just a matter
Mhm.
of positioning it in the right manner.
Okay, we only have a couple more minutes here, so let's dive in. I like how they have the description. It seems like it's well written, makes sense. And then the features are, I love this replaces jeans and work pants. That's so
Yeah.
good. They don't have the best four here, though, right? So they already have that copy written, but they don't mention best four. So I thought that was interesting. I like how the photos are on the left instead of underneath. This typically shows more engagement, which is great. I thought that was cool. Well done. Now they have a compare pants. Okay, so back to this again. That's really interesting to me that they have this as a compare pant here. And there's so much great content, but it's not on this page either.
Yeah, and it almost seems like that could just be an entirely exposed content block at the very bottom of this page. If someone scrolls through all this content and this isn't the right pant for them, what better of a way to keep them engaged in the shopping journey than showing some comparable pants that they also sell?
That makes so much sense. I love how they now we're saying it's nearly indestructible, that they're 5 times stronger than denim. Okay,
This
so
is the
now I'm
content
looking
I've
at
been
this.
looking for. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying, okay, now I feel like it's worth $128, right? Because I'm gonna have these a lot longer. And let's face it, a lot of jeans these days are $100. So this
totally.
seems like a much better price. Now in a value, I should say, an investment. So
There's
I
that
like that.
extendable inseam.
Ah, I see. Okay. Well, hey, they've sold me because I will definitely need that. Um, yeah, I mean, I think they're doing a good job of showing everything. And then we come back down to you might also like I would think putting that other pant comparison here instead would be a great test to run. Back to the reviews. John M, but I guarantee you that's not me. That's hilarious, but no, that's not me. Spelled the same way and everything. Doesn't mean I wouldn't be a customer, but buy these pants if you want to be a better man. I love that.
These
That's
reviews are
great.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
durable as 4 stars. Okay, that's great. Um, that's wonderful. Yeah, I think these are great. Indestructible pants that are comfortable. One word perfect. Okay, not as helpful there, but I love how they're showing verified buyers. I think this is great. If I would say anything, almost too many reviews there, but you can load more, and that's great. And even better, they're not asking people to leave a review on this page. So that's the number one mistake I see around reviews is people have a leave a review button, which immediately reduces trust of the review. These all say they're verified buyers, give a date that they bought and or left the review. Some of them have photos, a lot of them do. They have the little green check shield on them that makes me again know they're verified as a buyer. Gives me the location and how many stars, and they picked some good ones to include here. So overall, really well done on that. Again, I got all the way to the footer and I wanted to see more product and continue my shopping journey, and I'm at a dead end. I have to scroll all the way back up.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't agree more with that. Their reviews are really, really solid. And, one thing that we kind of touched on a little bit on the homepage was thinking about featuring some user generated content. And one
Hmm.
thing I'd love to see in addition to these reviews is these guys who are leaving these awesome reviews, rocking these pants. It's always helpful to see what the models look like, but seeing these pants in real use cases on real customers always helps actually contextualize what they're going to look like on someone like me.
That's great. And I just bought a product. I'm not going to name names right now, but I just bought a product and they've emailed me twice to leave a review. I left the review and I wanted to see what happened. They emailed me the next day and they said, "Hey, thank you so much for the review, but notice you didn't include a photo. Here's a button. Click here. We'll take you right in to upload a photo. Even you can even do this from your phone and just take one right now on your phone." And I thought that was great. And I think that's something that could easily be done here. It does not have to be a studio photo. And in fact, the more real that it is, and the more selfie, if you will, that it looks, the better off it's
Yeah,
going to be. So in these reviews, that's what people are expecting.
absolutely.
Well, Ethan, thank you so much for joining me on this.
My
And
pleasure.
I'm gonna hopefully become a new Westernized customer. It sounds like there might have one in you as well, knowing your outdoor lifestyle. These
These
pants
pants
seem
look like
like,
exactly what I need.
yep. I don't know. You just started rock climbing, right? So look at that. You could probably take these rock climbing. Um,
Exactly.
all right. Well, thank you, Ethan, and look forward to doing more of these teardowns in the future.
All right. Thank you.